So most people don't even realize that it's their last day until they go to sleep and never wake up. But at the end of the day, if that ever becomes a case scenario with you or any of you watching this at home, please understand that tomorrow is never promised. So do everything you can today to achieve greatness.
I was coasting. Remember when I used to be the brokest? I was hopeless. And going through it, they'll never notice. Now I'm focused. Won't stop until my pockets on the swollens. Had to show it. The deepest in that freezer, I'm the coldest. What you saying? My mama know I'm G, but that was not part of the plan.
Guys, welcome back to the Mastermind Podcast. I'm sure you've noticed this is a different setting. We're currently in Miami right now. We attended a nice few-day retreat over to the Vault, which is hosted by Patrick Bet-David. If you guys haven't already, check it out, please. If you guys are currently new in business, I ask you invest in yourself. If you're even, let's say you're new in business or you have a business, you've seen some traction, or you're very experienced in your business, it's still vitally important to invest in yourself, invest in, of course, gaining that knowledge that's necessary to elevate your business and put it to the next level. We have Darren over here as well. Darren is back.
What's going on, guys?
So the only person we're missing here is Daniel, but no worries, Daniel is still around, and just can't wait to have him on the next one too. But we're kind of excited to share whatever information we have, and we ask that if you gain anything from it, you like, share, subscribe, whatever the case may be. But most importantly, please, word of mouth goes a long way. If you found anything useful from what we provide you guys, we just ask that you share it. But kind of get it started off. So first and foremost, how did you like that event?
The event was, man, I don't know. I don't have words for it. It was an experience. I'll say that. It was a real crazy experience.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely something a little bit out of the norm. You kind of go to a lot of these self-help events or business events, and there's usually a lot of sales that go on in it where after every single lesson they try to sell you something. Over here it was a little bit different. You got a lot of value for your money. But I'm glad you liked the event. Did you have any key takeaways that you wanted to go over or discuss?
Key takeaways, the biggest ones that they mentioned were how to properly be a leader, because a lot of it with running the business, just how you lead people and how you move that direction of your team, how you cast your vision on them and how passionate you are. The other big takeaway was from that one guy, I forgot his name because I barely even know him. But
Tom?
Tom or Bizdoc or whatever.
Yeah, Tom.
Bizdoc. How everything that he said was just like a crazy takeaway for me. So like Bizdoc, if anyone wants to get any crazy information, I think I would watch him or something like that. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
It's not that funny, bro. It's not that funny.
What the fuck did you just do?
I don't know. I was like,
She said,
yeah, I don't know, bro.
No, all right. No, I'm glad you brought that up, though, because I know you had a video where we were talking about leadership, and you were talking about what it means to be a leader and how everybody, or most people, are failing at being leaders, and I strongly agree with that. I've been in a lot of industries where leadership anywhere you go is vitally important. But there's certain industries where leadership is literally a necessity in order to keep your business thriving and in order to keep your business on an upward trajectory. So a lot of people think leadership is this. A lot of people think leadership is, okay, I tell you what to do, you do it. If you don't do it, there's consequences. That's basically most of what people do. What they fail to realize is leadership consists of so many elements that to be a great leader, you must first accomplish these and understand these to the full extent prior to even trying to lead a group. So first and foremost, it comes down to this. You want to be capable of, in order to lead a team, lead by example.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest sayings. Lead by example. Rather than just saying, like you said in the podcast, rather than just saying, oh, you do this, you do that, walk first with the shovel.
Yeah, and start digging.
Start digging.
Showing them how to dig, and they'll dig with you alongside, yeah.
Exactly. So leadership is something that if you show them how to do it, if you walk them through the steps by first doing it yourself, not only does that make you more credible because now they know, okay, this person knows what they're doing. This person has done it before. This is not just some manager dude that's going to come in here and tell me to do something they've never done before. So that builds credibility, but most importantly, being a true leader consists of this. You want to be capable of identifying the traits of your employees.
Yeah.
right? At the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to grow your business. They're basically the foundation of your business. If you don't understand what drives your employees, chances are, as good of a leader as you think you are, you might not just work for them. And perfect way to put it is this: if an employee quits, they basically fired you. They said, "You're not a good enough leader for me. I'm going somewhere else." If you lose a business deal, that business fired you.
Yeah.
They basically said, "Listen, we don't want to do business with you. We don't think that what you're doing is right, or we don't see this going anywhere. We're out." So at the end of the day, a lot of people are under the ridiculous notion that they're irreplaceable, when in reality, everybody's replaceable. Your employees are replaceable. You're replaceable. Your business is replaceable. Everything is. So that's kind of something you really want to dive into and dissect as well, because not a lot of people understand the true gist of what a leader actually is. They think they know, but they don't.
And another thing where people get confused on what leadership is like a lot of people think you have to be like a manager or a team leader or some sort of like position of power to be a leader, but that you don't have to be in one of those positions to be a true leader. You know what I mean? So that's another thing too, that's a lot of people get confused. They think managers are leaders, but you can be a regular person and be a leader and lead everyone else around you as well. You don't have to be in a position of power to be a leader.
That's right. I mean, a leader is somebody who, at the end of the day, is going to not only do every single thing that they said they were going to do, they're also going to do every single thing that they're going to teach you to do. But a true leader will understand and identify common traits in their employees, their acquaintances, or their inner circle. And based off of those traits that they pick up and identify, by the way, this is where reading body language is going to come into play. If you haven't seen our last podcast, we fully dive into that as well. So it's really important to understand body language if you're going into this. So when you're able to pick up on common traits that your employees do, guess what happens? You're able to adapt to that. You know what motivates them. You know what drives them. You know if you have an employee that's driven by advancement, where they want to get to the next level. They want a promotion. You have an employee that might be like individuality. Yeah. Like basically they do things on their own. They're good at doing things on their own. They've kind of developed that type of character.
And they're also motivated by like the status and money that comes to individual self rather than promoting what's inside the company.
Exactly. So they're very, very comfortable with self-satisfaction. Because at the end of the day, they get a thrill by doing something on their own. It's almost like a little ego boost, right? And then you have some people that are going to be like over-the-top madmen, which in your business, you're going to need that. You're going to need those type of people that are going to come into your business, come into your place of work, or come into your life. That's going to be like, you know what, I'm going to do whatever I can to get this to the next level. Not only do I want myself to grow, I want everybody in here to grow. I want my fellow comrades to grow. If anybody's struggling in a certain area, I want to be called to help. I want to be able to do this. They do things on their own. They take charge on their own. You don't really have to tell these people what to do. However, learning how to approach these people is also very important, because the wrong approach might send them away from you.
A lot of people, they will leave you if you don't know how to drive them correctly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're not poking at them and creating madness for them to follow and go after, they're going to end up going somewhere else so they can continue that drive of madness.
Because they need competition.
Exactly.
They want competition. They want recognition too. Nobody wants to work hard and not be rewarded for it. Most importantly, nobody wants to work hard at a job or at any place of work and not see any results from it. So that's also going to boil down to that. There's so many traits that you just have to learn to identify. And once you identify them, they become your strong suit. But, I mean, this is all going to boil down to this. You can be the best leader in the world, but if you or anybody that you have in your inner circle lacks work ethic, you're never going to go anywhere. If especially you as a business owner, let's say you lack work ethic. So, for example, you told yourself last Monday, I got to send out these emails to these people. I really want to get this partnership going. Man, you know what? I'm going to make that happen. I'm going to go ahead and send these people that email. And then a couple of days pass by, you were supposed to send 50 emails, and then now look, it's next Monday, right?
Yeah.
Theoretically. So it's next Monday and you've only sent 2 emails out. And in your mind, you're just like, so I don't like typing all this. I wish I could just copy and paste it and just send it to everybody, but I got to make it unique to people. And then you're like, you know what? I'll just hire somebody to do that down the line. Think about how many opportunities you miss out because your choice of being lazy, your procrastination, as well as the very, very lack of discipline is causing you not to execute, causing you not to move forward, causing you not to do things on command as soon as you tell yourself to do it. Think about how many opportunities a day people lose because of that. Your work ethic is literally what's going to drive you to the top. So I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of people think that the person with the best strategy is the one who wins. People think that the person with the best idea is the one who wins. Realistically, the person that can outlast anybody is the one who wins. And the only way you can outlast people is if your work ethic is built up and fucking strengthened to the point where you're built to outlast people. You develop that stamina, that endurance, that courage.
I think another important thing to mention about work ethic ties into the leadership portion. If you're with your group of friends on a project, or if you are with a business partner, or if you are managing a team or leading a team, or whatever the case scenario, if you have poor work ethic as a leader, that's going to reflect on your partners, on your friends, on even like your fiance or whatever, whoever you're in a relationship with. They're going to emanate that energy off of you and have a poor work ethic as well. Yeah. And then you're going to wonder, like, why am I not improving? Why is my team going stagnant? What is going on? Well, sometimes you need to take a better look at yourself and picture if your work ethic is high in the standards that you want it to be. You know what I mean? So if you have poor work ethic, your people around you most likely are going to have it as well.
You know what the most rewarding check to receive is?
No, I don't know.
A reality check.
Oh,
and a lot of times we just need to give ourselves a reality check. A lot of times we just need to look ourselves in the mirror and say this. If you keep going the way you're going, which I applaud yourself. Like, I'd applaud you, by the way. You've managed for this long to be this fucking lazy. That must take some real commitment. That must take some real energy out of you. I've never met somebody that was so dedicated, so passionate, so committed to being lazy that they're willing to give up their life. They're willing to give up their future. They're willing to give up
hard work
food.
Pays off.
They're willing to give up food from their own kids' table. They're willing to put themselves at risk, their family at risk, their lives at risk, just to get an extra hour of sleep in, just to lay in bed and eat Cheetos all day, just to watch Netflix all day and binge watch a series of Friends that they've watched 15 times already.
It could also be that they get complacent. And complacency is very close to laziness, if not practically the same thing, because you're very complacent in the situation you are. So if you have poor work ethic, right, and you're in a situation where you're having like decent money come in, but you're not seeing any growth, that reflects to work ethic as well. And laziness, you're just complacent. You're like, but I'm doing enough work. I'm doing this. Why am I not improving? It's like, bro, like, you're doing the same thing. If you're trying to elevate, but you're standing on the same step, you're not going to continue to walk up. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's a poor analogy.
It's basically like
I don't know how to really explain it. But if you're not really, if you're doing the same stuff, how are you going to get to the next level?
It's like walking up the stairs, and then as soon as you reach a certain point, your legs start getting tired, and you're like, let me just sit down on this step real quick.
Yeah, and you're sitting there, and then you're like, why am I not at the top of the building?
And then you're texting, yet? And then someone's like, oh, why are you not at the top here? And you're like, what do you act like I didn't work hard? I've worked hard. I made it up 7 flights of steps.
Yeah.
Like, that's hard work. I don't know why I'm not at the top yet.
Like the
although you're literally sitting at the step, even though you know you have 1 flight left to get up to the top.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're complacent.
Exactly.
And people are too comfortable with being comfortable. People are too comfortable with saying that they're hard workers when in reality they're not. In reality, what they describe as hard work is literally this. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of work in. Okay. Oof. I'm getting tired. Oh man. Let me see what Sally posted on Instagram. Oh, I didn't know this person had this. Oh, this person just got a dog. Oh my God, this person just had a baby. 5 hours later, they're like, oh, let me check Instagram again.
Yeah.
And then after checking for 30 minutes, they put it away. 5 minutes later, they're like, oh, well, maybe I missed something on Instagram. Maybe there's something new that I should look at. Or maybe TikTok. Or maybe Facebook. Whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, your definition of hard work is what might hinder you in your business, in your personal life, and overall. Because what you might define as being hard work is what most people do for fun. Basically, what most people do as a warm up, right? What most people eat for breakfast is what you consider the full course meal.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of times what I do is like, oh yeah, I'm working hard. I'll try to think to myself, if Elon Musk is looking at what I'm doing right now, would he consider this hard work? Or is this stuff that he'll do on his spare time just to like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, you might hurt some feelings saying
am I
that.
really working hard or am I just like, you know what I mean? I don't know how to really explain. Am I really working hard or am I just being lazy and thinking I'm working hard? So
Yeah.
a lot of times you have to compare yourself to these top dogs and be like, yo, if they were in my position, would they consider what I'm doing hard work? Am I really working hard? Am I really driven or motivated? 9 times out of 10, probably not.
Well, here's the thing, and I know you were looking for the word, but the best way to put it is this. A lot of people mistaken thinking hard with working hard. Most people spend most of their time thinking of things that they want to become, thinking of things they want to do, thinking of things they want to accomplish, but never actually execute putting the work towards getting it. And if they do, it's always a very marginal amount. And they usually use that marginal amount that they've done as far as research, work, development, things of that nature is concerned, and they run with it. They literally are willing to take that to their grave just to have the opportunity to tell people, I worked hard. I can say it didn't work for me, but I worked hard. I can't say I didn't try. Imagine that being the highlight of your life. Picture this. Let's say today's your last day on earth, right? Let's just say it's your last day on earth. Let's say since today's your last day on earth, an angel came down from heaven, handed you a CD and said, hey, listen, I want you to put this into your TV. I want you to put this into your DVD player. This is a literal, legit highlight of your entire life. This is going to go through all of your thoughts that you've had, all of the notes that you've written down, all of the plans that you've had. And then the main portion of this video is going to be all of the times you've executed it or all of the actions you've taken. Do you think by watching that highlight, you're going to be like, oh, shit, look at that. Wow. Oh, wow, I did that. I was really successful. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. I did everything I said I was going to do. Or are you going to look at that tape and be like, man, I need more time. Man, this can't be my last day. God, please give me a chance. Please give me an extension.
And the crazy part is a lot of people will try to think you can put this towards business, but you can apply that hard work and actually trying stuff to more than just business. You can do it with relationship building. You can do it with, like, God knows how much stuff you can put it into, but it's not just correlated to business of what you can actually put work into. Okay, are you bettering yourself? Are you bettering those around you? Are you cleaning up your house? Are you, if you're the ones that go to school, are you doing good in school? You know what I mean? Like, just anything that requires you to put in a little bit of effort. Cooking. Are you cooking as good as you should be? That requires hard work. Actually cooking a decent meal.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah,
that.
you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not only business where you can implement these ideas or ideals and strategies in your everyday life. You know what I mean? Are you cleaning as good as you should? Is your room a mess? Are you not like, oh yeah, but I cleaned. But did you really clean? You know what I mean? Like,
making your bed every single day. Like they said, start off by making your bed.
Exactly.
But here's the thing, and there was one thing that you said that I really, really liked. And you're talking about, being able to, even on your day-to-day life, affect other people, impact other people's lives. It's the power of influence at the end of the day. Being a leader, going back to that, a true leader has the power of influence, and they know how to utilize that power of influence in order to not only benefit the lives of others, impact the lives of others, but motivate, inspire, and encourage the lives of others. A leader is courageous. They're not a coward, right? So if you're afraid to take a task on at hand, and you're afraid to go head first or go all in, chances are you have to reevaluate what you call yourself. Chances are you got to reevaluate what you consider to be hard work. The power of influence is something that even when you're no longer here will carry with you. So when the day you're gone, let's say you're in your grave, that power of influence is going to continue to live on. Those lives that you've touched, those people that you've encouraged, those people that you've inspired, those people that you've influenced in a positive way to do something great with their lives, they're going to continue to carry on that legacy because you influenced them in a positive way. That's the power of influence. The power of influence is the ability to become immortal, basically. Because guess what happens when you influence somebody? They use that to influence other people. Other people use that to influence others. Next thing you know, you've influenced a million people, millions of people.
And you don't have to be out there like to be influencing someone. You don't have to reach a mass amount of people. You don't need to be a preacher. You don't need to go and speak at motivational events or any type of events, really. You can start by being influential or a person of influence to your family. You can be a good leader to your kids, to the people around you, your brothers and sisters, and have a positive influence on them. And you can be considered as a person of influence and use that power of influence, you know. So then those, maybe you raise a son, right? You raise him with good ideals and you've influenced him into a certain person by being a proper leader. And then he can go over and start influencing other people and spread those proper ideals around. You know what I mean?
A lot of people are afraid of that though. Because if they do that, that means not only do they hold themselves accountable, but their son holds them accountable. The people they influence holds them accountable. Their family holds them accountable. A lot of people fear accountability. You know why? Because accountability means this. Accountability means owning up to something that you mess up, but you can also be accountable for the good things. A lot of people will rather be accountable for the good things that occur in life, but whenever they make a mistake, whenever they mess up, whenever they don't fulfill something or go all in, guess what they're quick to do? Blame. They're quick to say, oh, it was that person's fault. Oh, that's why I'm not successful. I started my business on a Saturday. Who starts a business on a Saturday? Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. No, I'm not. I worked hard. Trust me. I did everything I could. I just started a business on a Saturday, and I just read somewhere on Encyclopedia that starting businesses on Saturdays don't really work. So there it goes. There's my reasoning. But a lot of people are afraid to blame themselves for something. You know, personally, I blame myself for everything. I blame myself for me being late because obviously I'm late. I'll blame myself if, let's say, the gas prices shoot up. I'm like, oh shit, man. Damn, I should have just moved to a different state. I should have just moved to a different city. Damn, the gas prices are at $4.89. Oh man, that's my fault. But you know what?
That's pretty insane. I don't do that. Oh my God, that's pretty crazy.
It's an analogy. It's for gas. But listen, what this points towards is having the ability to blame yourself and hold yourself accountable can only do one thing. Leave you responsible for correcting those things. Leave you responsible for being the one that fixes it, being the one that benefits from it and grows from it. The reason a lot of people are afraid to hold themselves accountable is because of the fact that once they know that they're at fault, they know it's their job and their responsibility to fix it, change it, or better whatever situation they've encouraged or discouraged. And a lot of people fear accountability because given the event that someone's accountable for them, given the event that, let's say, for example, let's say your kids, they hold you accountable. That your kids hold you accountable because at the end of the day, if you don't put in the work necessary to achieve greatness, guess what you're not going to be able to do? Put food on their table. Get them nice clothes for school. Take them back to school shopping. Pay for them to get to the top level schools. Be able to properly take care of your kids and give them a lifestyle that you wish you had when you were younger. A lot of people fear accountability because they think that if they're being held accountable and they fail at something, they're going to regret it. Failing to realize that the true regret is going to come the day that they're about to basically say goodbye to everybody, the day that they're about to perish. And they realize that everything that they could have done, they held themselves back from doing because of fear.
I was just about to say that.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally just, that fear is the worst part of accountability.
I read your mind.
You did. I don't know how you did it. I was in a trance, and I guess information was transferring or something.
Yeah. It's obvious at the end of the day. Fear is something that's causing a lot of people to go back. Fear is something that a lot of people are afraid of. A lot of people fear. And it's nice to say, just wake up every morning being, at the end of the day, I'm alive. At the end of the day, I'm alive. Not everybody gets to open their eyes every morning, breathe the fresh air, look outside and see the beautiful sun out, hear the birds chirping, see their kids playing outside, see their wife, husband, significant other, whatever the case may be. Not a lot of people have that opportunity. So most people don't even realize that it's their last day until they go to sleep and never wake up. But at the end of the day, if that ever becomes a case scenario with you, or any of you watching this at home, please understand that tomorrow is never promised. So do everything you can today to achieve greatness, to do everything that you set out for yourself. Because once that time comes where you're no longer going to be here, there's no going back. And if you knew that there was no going back, if you actually had a timer that showed you when you were going to perish, would you still be doing what you're doing right now? Or would you be moving at a higher level, achieving things at a higher level, being more motivated, being more of a go-getter? Chances are you probably will be.
Yeah, and you'd probably give your friends and family the time that they, you know what I mean, give them more time. So a lot of people I know, especially from personal experience, I don't know why I'm talking about this right now, it just clicked in my head. They will, if they had a timer, and then they were able to see when other people were dying and or perishing and when they were going to die, a lot of them would spend more time with that person. And I know a lot of people today, they regret that, why didn't I spend more time with this person? Or they will be like, man, I wasn't even able to do this to make them proud. So that's one of the biggest things, is we'll go back to holding accountability, is putting accountability on yourself to make sure you will get those things done. And if you can't make them proud when they're here, hold yourself accountable to make sure when you meet them on the other side, they will shake your hand and be like, wow, that is crazy. I respect you. Like, you shocked my mind. I'm so proud. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I did not know you can accomplish that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, damn, you made me proud with how you did this. And it's not even with becoming like super rich or super famous or whatever. It could be with anything. Like, your family could always have been really bad, really toxic, but you were able to change that pattern, right? So you broke that pattern of toxicity, and then maybe when you meet them, they'll be like, thank you. You did what I could. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, it's you want to take opportunities. You do. Whenever an opportunity arises, you want to take it. You know, a lot of people, they're like, oh, you know, I'm just waiting for opportunity to come knocking at my door. Meanwhile, they haven't even built a structure, even put a door in place. Mm-hmm. So what's opportunity going to knock on? You're going to miss every single opportunity that you don't put yourself in the position to take. Again, you're going to miss every single opportunity that you don't put yourself in the position to take. And for as long as you don't do that, you're always going to be regretful at the end.